already, and now you've got this presidential library in the center of it. And I feel like, we talk a lot about how young kids, maybe in some cases, are not as aware of their history as you might want them to be, to have a full understanding about the dynamic that built this country. And visiting these presidential libraries is a wonderful way to do it. And the way they've designed this is so good for kids. It's really interactive. You'll see, I went through it, and you put like a thing on your wrist, and you can tap in, and you can see yourself in these settings. In the West, and you can see the Gilded Age where Teddy Roosevelt grew up, of course, in New York City. So it's very experiential, this process, and I think it's a great way to educate. And you're only a couple of hours away from Mount Rushmore, so and there's camping and all those sorts of things here. I know I sound like a travel guide, but I've never been here before, and it is absolutely beautiful.
You're experiencing all of this for the first time, along with some of us, because I've never actually seen the downtown area of Medora. It looks like a Hollywood set. It looks like an old Western town, and then you've got that Hollywood-like sign in the background. It's on the Medora building, supposed to be Hollywood. What can you tell us about the town that you gleaned in the last 24 hours that you've been there?
Yeah, so what's behind me is a stage. It's a little bit like a Hollywood set. And this is where President Trump will be speaking later. So they have an amphitheater here, and they do a show called the Medora Musical, which is about Teddy Roosevelt's life and, very Americana production that they do every day during the summer here. And then the town is really the vibe of the show. And it really went through a very rough time. And it has been restored in more recent years. And it's just a great old Western town. We had some dinner down there last night and talked to people. Everyone's really excited about the tour of Medora. And of course, strong with Medora. It's very personal for him. They're bringing all these people to his home state, and this is a dream that they set years ago as governor. New this library comes to fruition. He told me a while back that the original plan for it was much smaller. And he said, that's not how we're going to do it. It's enormous and beautiful, and it's basically saying, it almost gives you
Why did it take this long, and how did the project come together?
So I'm not a big part of it. Obviously, there's a lot of sponsors of the library here. Many of the society that is very famous president, or many ways that we're president, that is a long where you have the library. You don't have to really put it before. But this site is really good. It has to go over It's time. In years, and I get to stop President Obama, and I watched for a while. I just been reading father and he was dead. I thought it was interesting. You know, I was thinking back to now I'm gone, and you know, sitting outside of Penn cold in New York City, out in the billionaire. I'm one of the largest, beautiful buildings here. It's the 10% cold. So a lot of these really don't live there, but it's like the when I was going to enjoy it. Just over
You see the little problem with what you see, but you also see the disability of drivers.
It's a perfect 70 degrees there down here. Point is still, in terms of difference in humidity, lack thereof, and
A little dry, a little dusty.
dry, a little dusty. But the sights so far are so beautiful. And really, I need to say that the opening is July to have this everything. I suspect that it becomes a lot there. Different history, 8:15 p.m. Eastern Time.
Right, and Mark is going to be doing the story from there as well. And she'll have a number of very interesting guests to bring us as well as we count down to the 4th of July. Big day in America, 250. Do you remember the 200th? So you were around for that?
Me? No. Oh, goodness gracious. I'm not born in 80s. I do think that Mark is really giving us a sense. By the way, I spent a lot of time, I wrote about this in the box because what I'm doing so much of my patriotism, and as a kid, my dad would pack us up, and we would travel out west, and we would always go follow history, and that was a big part of how our parents educated us on American history was traveling. It wasn't fancy. It was a lot of times we were just camping out west, but we would go see all these historical sites and stop in Mount Rushmore, and, you know, I feel like there's probably more of that in my head, but traveling out west, and something Mark has the first time specifically there, in North Dakota, and it's quite an experience, and it's just, you know, it just really shows you the diversity of the whole country.
You see this is called the flyover country because there's a lot of planes that travel between New York or Chicago and the West Coast. And so you fly everything out that looks like North Dakota, that looks like Salt Lake City, that looks like Kansas, and stuff like that. And then the wintertime it's completely covered in snow. But when you get down to the ground in these states, the vibrancy of the culture there and the beauty of the land really is something quite stunning. And the best way to see those states certainly is not through the window of an airplane at 35,000 feet. It's to get out there on the roads, and particularly the back roads, and to stop in all these little towns and villages and talk to folks and see the sights, because there's some really interesting and quirky things to see.
And sleep in a tent like I did, John.
And I don't know about the sleeping in a tent, but I think driving down the road is a good way to see America.
Good family memories, those road trips. All right, so let's get back to David Spunk because he is right there in Medora anticipating the president in beautiful North Dakota. And David, what will be about this is?
Okay, so talking about Medora, behind me is something called the Medora Musical, and it's a music show that people have put on here for years, and it's somewhat of a, looks like a Hollywood set or something you'd see at a theme park, and it's made to look like a town from the Old West, the old days here in the United States, but the real town of Medora, which is not far from here, where I had dinner last night, actually looks like that. So Medora itself, the town hall, the local saloons, the bars where you eat, it actually has the feel of going back into the 1880s. So it really captures that here. And back to Medora, Medora is also a town that has somewhere between 130 and 150 residents here year-round. Certainly Sandra and John, they're here, people that live here during the summer, and that might inflate the numbers a little bit. But when it comes to the actual year-round residents, and it gets cold here in the winter, it's about 130 to 150 people. So it is a small town that is experiencing quite an influx of people. I've spoken to people from different states. Some people came 5-6 hours from Fargo. That's from the other side of the state. We're about an hour, about 2 hours, I'd say, from Bismarck, 140 or so miles west of Bismarck. We're in the mountain time zone. Bismarck is in the central time zone. And we're about an hour from the Montana border and 3.5 hours north of Rapid City, the Black Hills, the famous Mount Rushmore. So certainly have a lot of things to see in this area, guys.
Hey, you want to get back to Fargo? Put it in your GPS. It's a right, it's a left. It's go straight for 325 miles to
Yeah.
That's the way it is in that part of the
Exactly.
country. David, thank you.
Thank you,
Stand by. We'll get back to Martha as well.
Thanks,
We'll take
guys.
a quick break. We'll be back with more in a moment.
No other mortgage company in America does what we do for our veterans. You get the intangible reward of changing lives. We can possibly get that veteran a home. We're going to do it at New Day USA.
1-888-605-0547.
Want the fastest working GLP-1? Now in a new monthly pen and at half the price. FDA approved weight loss medication. Cheaper. The fastest GLP-1 at its lowest price. On Row. Lose 20% of your weight in a year. On Row. 4 weekly shots in 1 monthly pen. Weight loss faster. Price cheaper. 1 monthly pen now on Row. See if you qualify.